Mr. Hahn.
Here.
Ms. Greenwell.
Here.
Mr. Kalina.
Here.
Are there any conflict of interest statements?
No.
No.
Number 4, approval of the minutes of the meeting of August 31st, 2023.
Motion to approve the August 31st minutes.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Bid openings, I see none. Number 6, matters from other department heads or their representatives. Nothing. Number 7, correspondence, letter A, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting $162,300 of CIB funding to be allocated for the Clark Field construction and agreement for professional services with Beam Longest Neff submitted for approval.
Is that right?
The amount?
Could you,
No, the project doesn't seem to match up.
162.3, it looks right.
The project.
You think there's a problem, Kev?
Is BL working on
it's not a problem. There's another project that should also be coming before this board. Oh, yeah, it's D. Sorry.
So we're good with this one then?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir. Who's that, Marsh? I'm sorry, sir.
That's okay, no
Good
problem.
morning, good morning to the board.
Good morning.
I'm sorry I was confused. So this happened a couple of weeks ago. That's why I'm sort of off here a little bit. But so the Capital Improvements Board about 3 weeks ago approved the funding allocation for this project. We're hiring Beam Longest and Neff to do the construction engineering on the Clark Fields project. Without getting into too much detail, we had another firm do the design work, and we just feel like Beam is better suited. They have local talent to help us through the project, and I've reviewed this with Mayor McDermott, and he's happy to move forward, and so I'm asking for approval of both the agreement and the funding allocation.
Motion to approve the funding allocation and the agreement as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Letter B, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting $20,120 of CIB funding to be allocated for the Safe Streets and Roads for all an agreement, professional services with American Structure Point submitted for approval.
John Kennedy is here if I can't answer questions that the board might have. So the city of Hammond last year submitted a grant application for this program, Safe Streets and Roads for All. It's intended, the U.S. Department of Transportation wanted to get what's called Vision Zero, where there's no fatalities, no incidents on local roads, and so the Safe Streets and Roads for All is part of the bipartisan infrastructure law. So this money came available, we made application to do an action plan. The board may recall that they opened letters of interest. We reviewed those and made a recommendation with American Structure Point to contract with them, and this is their agreement. Our part is 20%, which is reflected in the $20,120, and that was approved by the Capital Improvements Board on Tuesday, and I would ask for your approval of both the contract with American Structure Point and the funding allocation.
Motion to approve the funding allocation and agreement as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Letter C, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting $22,000 of CIB funding to be allocated for the Holman Avenue reconstruction, banner for fence, and corresponding proposal with Legacy Sign Group submitted for approval.
Basically, we want to screen the area that's a former Goldblatt's site, and so I have requested from the contractor, Reith Riley, for a cost to install temporary fence. In the meantime, the banner that we want to place on this future fence will have images of what is included in the downtown master plan. So it'll provide some
Very nice.
cover for the current condition of that site without spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, doing something different. So I'd ask, this was approved a Tuesday night by the Capital Improvements Board, and I would ask for your approval of both the proposal and the funding allocation.
Motion to approve the funding allocation and the proposal as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter D, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting $10,000 of CIB funding to be allocated for the Clarkfield engineering design with corresponding supplemental agreement with Abbenmarsh,
Yep.
submitted for approval.
Abbenmarsh is the firm that helped us with the design. We've experienced certain situations with the design that we need assistance on, including responses to requests for information, review of shop drawings, those sorts of things as part of the project. And so we're asking for a small supplemental agreement to their design for engineering design during construction. So the Capital Improvements Board met on Tuesday and approved the funding allocation. I'd ask for your approval of the supplemental and the funding allocation.
Motion to approve the funding allocation and the supplemental agreement as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to skip down to number 9, letter F for now. C-Click Fix requesting no outlet local traffic only signs for the 1100 block of Carroll Street.
Thank you for the special condition of
No problem.
of going out of order. We received a response through the Go Hammond C-Click site, and I went there this morning to take a look at it. We believe trucks are traveling eastbound on Kane along the railroad tracks, getting to Carroll and not knowing what to do, because they're required to turn right because Carroll's one-way westbound. So we're going to put signs up as part of the construction project to show that no trucks should be coming through, local traffic only, road closed ahead, those sorts of things, both at Calumet and at the
Kane and
street.
Maywood?
Well, it's Kane and Howard.
Okay.
Yeah. Just west of Carroll, right? So that they know their last bailout position is Howard to
right.
get out, because that street's sort of okay to turn a truck on. So I wanted to just advise the board. I've talked to American Structure Point's representative on the site, and we agreed it'll be about a day or two to fix that. So thanks for the, so in the end, it's being handled by the contractor for the Summer Street project, and I guess you would refer this to engineering.
So it's temporary then, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because Columbia and Summer is closed.
Okay.
We suspect that trucks are southbound on Calumet trying to get to Columbia, and they see Sibley Road closed ahead, so they go to the next street, which is Kane, and they turn down Kane thinking that they can get to Columbia, and they can't.
Okay.
So we're just kicking them far enough down where they won't go into the construction. Now, that could still cause more problems, right, if they try to take Highland or Lyons or something else. So it could still be an issue that carries forward, that these trucks are trying to get from Calumet to Columbia. At least that's what I suspect they're doing.
Okay.
So the detour should be clear, but for some reason, certain trucks are not following the detour.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, motion to refer this matter to engineering.
We're approving it, right? Are we approving it?
I thought he was just wanting the engineering, it's
Okay,
only
gotcha.
temporary.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to now skip to number 10, old business, status for Jimenez Auto.
Good morning. I know that Mr. Bartholomew is here with his clients again today. This was in front of the board, I believe, about a month ago, 6 weeks ago. As you know, they have moved across the street, but they were going to have a little bit of an update as to, the status of it and whether or not we could close this matter. So I think they're going to apply for the business license and things like that. So I'll leave Mr. Bartholomew up for an update.
Okay,
Morning, ladies and gentlemen.
good morning.
So we did have a little bit of a hiccup. My clients had a contractor that was lined up for the job, applied for the permit to do the work, and my understanding is there was some issue with his license with the city, something like that, and it fell through rather recently. My clients came in today and showed me they have signed a contract for a new contractor who's going to be on the job, you think, in the next couple of weeks?
Flores paving, I
Flores paving.
Oh, Flores paving? Oh, yeah, okay.
And did they give you an ETA for when they would?
They said between maybe 2 to 3 weeks, they should be able to do the job already.
Okay.
So we're hoping to get this done. That was an unexpected incident with the prior contractor we had lined up. I guess what I would ask for is if Flores is able to do that, maybe we could come back in a month and hopefully it'll just be done and we'll be on track.
Well, that's okay with me. They're saying that it'll be done in 2 to 3 weeks?
Yes, a couple of issues that are going on, and I appreciate the fact that Brian Poland, the city planner, is here, as well as Nick Farrell, head of code, because they've just wanted to update me on a couple of things. One, they have made an application for a business license. It's being held for 2 reasons. One, because there's multiple licenses that address. However, the city planner has informed me as long as those other licenses have units associated with them,
Right.
because I think they're your tenants, that's fine. We just have to make sure that as the owner of the building, they confirm with the city, and Mr. Bartholomew can do that, I think, through the controller's office, that the other licenses have units associated with their application. So that's all we need, is that there's like unit 1,
For-
unit 2,
for the
unit
other
3.
units.
For the other ones, right.
I believe we did, we provided a plan or a map to the city showing where those units were and how they were to be labeled. I am not sure if the
Can I
other
give you some,
units
Nick?
have.
Okay, those are the other 2, so just when you get a chance.
Okay,
All right, so that's just like making sure that the units are associated with those
okay.
when
And
they
it
do their application.
doesn't look like they
Right.
currently are, so we can contact them and.
Even if you want to
should-
let the controller's office know what unit
Okay,
they're
so
associated
just let
with.
them know and they can add
care
it to
of
the
it, yeah.
license with that, okay.
Correct,
All
yeah,
right.
and we can get you an email address for Ms. Serrano, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And secondly, while they were over at the old place, we show that there were no business license fees paid by Jimenez Auto from 2014 to the current, which leaves about a $3,000 balance. We'd be happy to talk to you about this, but I wanted to give you a copy of it so that you could, something else to talk about before we issue the license. All past due fees have to be paid, but in this situation, give us a call. We'll try to work through it so not all the late fees are imposed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think they knew this was coming, so
Okay.
now that we have the breakdown, we'll act on it.
And then lastly, I think, Nick, did I hit everything?
There's one other thing, the business name itself, Jimenez Auto Shop LLC, is up for administrative dissolution with the Secretary of State. So to make sure that they can maintain their business name and, for instance, utilize that on their license applications or advertising signs, they want to make sure they contact the Secretary of State to have that straightened out.
Yeah, I'm sure Mr. Bartholomew will take care of that, but that's good to know.
Yeah, other than that, there's just the businesses existing, the license fees that are outstanding. That's how we came about this in the first place, was in 2019 or 2020. I received the license app and realized they weren't licensed in 2013. But then we couldn't approve that license for the old location because it would have been a violation of our ordinance. So now that we have a spot that'll work for them, we do have a license application for this year. So as soon as we have a settlement with Kevin's office, then we can go ahead and process the application.
Just give me a call on that. Okay, yep, agreed. So we're good. I think, huge progress from 6 months ago, which is awesome. I'm happy that they're over across the street and doing well. So I think if we do a 60-day date, I think we should be able to work through all this. If that's good with Mr. Bartholomew, and then we're good to go.
November 2nd, does that sound okay?
Should be all
Yes, I'm
right.
just thinking of the election, but that's the following Tuesday. So yeah, okay.
Okay, so,
November 2nd.
Real quick, Nick, aren't all them inspections done in that new license too?
Right, they-
Okay.
they signed off.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought because I was not going to hold that up. I had
No,
everything done. Okay.
it's just-
Just so maybe aware that they are done, just pending the
Correct.
everything else. Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
11-2 works.
Yes, I'm sorry.
okay.
Motion to set this matter for status for November the 2nd, 2023.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Moving on to letter B, status for 5554 Walter.
So when we were here on the 24th of August, Mr. Luter requested a 2-week status for this so that he could go check out what else had been done at 5554 Walter. This is the Miss Irene Botello. So I'm going to let Mr. Luter update the board.
obviously, Ms. Patello isn't here. I did have a brief conversation with the contractor yesterday. The work is believed to be completed, at least what they were contracted for. Short week, I didn't even realize yesterday was Wednesday, so I didn't get a chance to get in there. As soon as I can get with Ms. Patello, we'll get an inspection if we can have one more week and hopefully be at a position of.
Let's just do it,
removal.
let's just do 2 weeks.
I won't be here on the 21st.
All right, let's do 3 weeks.
3 weeks, then, 28th.
28.
And rehab agreement expired, that doesn't work good with that?
Yeah, it expired June 17th, that's why we need to.
Okay, gotcha, okay.
Fish or cut bait on this.
Yeah,
September 28th, September 28th?
can do that.
Okay.
A motion to set this matter for status for September 28th of 2023.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're going to go back now to number 8, matters from board members.
So I have Councilman Warple gave us a communication regarding a handicap sign needed for 7542 Osborne. He explained that the homeowner there is disabled and requesting a sign.
Also advised that there is not a driveway for the residents.
You want to look at it real quick and drive out there?
You want to set it, maybe set it for status for next week? Yeah, and I'll go by there myself.
That's important.
Okay, that's
We
fine.
want to make sure, just given that those are sensitive for various reasons, because you know that when someone gets denied, they point out to places that were approved and they ask, why is this approved?
Absolutely, yes.
I've been through that.
Okay, motion to set this matter for a status for September the 14th.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, anything else from board members?
No.
Good.
No, sir.
Number 9, new business. Letter A, resolution and intergovernmental agreement with City of Hammond Redevelopment Commission for the transfer of property located at 1548 Summer Street.
Mr. President and Board, good morning again. This is a property that I believe you should have the intergovernmental signed by the Redevelopment Commission. We requested they do that before it gets before this board. I believe it is signed. We got it from Cynthia, and we would
Yeah.
request its approval. It's a property that the Redevelopment Commission has requested.
Yeah, it's signed.
Motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number B, letter B, resolution and intergovernmental agreement with City of Hammond Redevelopment Commission for the transfer of property located at 5518 Alice.
This is another property within the Jacob Square area. Happy to report that the RFP for Jacob Square properties will be going out probably within the next 30 to 45 days. I'd request that this property be transferred to redevelopment for that purpose.
Okay. It's not signed, is that okay?
That's okay on this one, because this is one actually that we are kind of instituting
Okay,
versus
gotcha.
the one that.
Gotcha.
It's kind of opposite on that one.
So we just moving to accept the
approve,
agreement?
please.
Okay.
Yep.
Motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement at 5518 Alice.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
That's letter C, funding allocation request form received requesting $50,000 from the 5th District Gaming Fund to be allocated for Dowling Park trees.
Motion to approve the funding allocation request for the $50,000 as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter D, disposal authorizations received from the Police Department submitted for approval.
Motion to approve the disposal authorizations as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Letter E, right-of-way permits, looks like there's 2 of them, received from engineering, submitted for approval. Passion is requesting westbound lane closure of Douglas Street near Lyman Avenue.
Yes, they are doing some utility work for the train tracks. Well, the train tracks aren't in Douglas, so they're going to have to close it for approximately a week forthcoming after the relocation is done of the utilities. So eastbound lane's going to be open, westbound lane is going to be closed. So there is at least 1 lane open going eastbound and a detour. We went through the detour and it seems to be good. And at that particular time, hopefully Holman Avenue Bridge will be under traffic. And they are moving as of yesterday for the bridge setting. They said 1 day, they gained a day in work, so it's going smoothly. The other one is just basically it's 4204 Johnson. They gave a date between 15th and the 30th to do some chimney work, approximately 1 or 2 days, and they're gonna give me a call when they start. there's going to be a little secured fence into the sidewalk where the scaffolding is going to be set up. So I would recommend approval of both of those.
No, it's going to go, no, that's all.
I just wrote the dates in because it didn't show up on a permit.
Oh, that's
form.
okay. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Motion to approve the right-of-way permits as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, letter G, garage sale permit submitted for approval. You see one?
What's that?
Yeah,
This
that
is-
is her.
That is?
That's her.
How many she had?
That's Barbara's question. Yeah, there's no, we can do grant.
No problems there. Okay, then.
Yeah.
Then we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Motion to approve the garage sale permits as presented.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we've already done old business. Moving on to number 11, rental registration hearings. Nick, none. Number 12, the meeting's open to the public. The only one that's public here is Chris. Nice to see you.
You're being disingenuous.
I don't want to be disingenuous at all.
No, not at all.
Okay. You were being disingenuous. Okay, we're good.
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.